Hello! Honi Hachiman has returned. It has been an eternity. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Who did I talk to? Who hurt you? Who touched you? Show me on the doll. Show me on the doll. Okay, but yeah, it's good to be back. It's refreshing that we're going to get to stream again, and we're going to try to beat Enigma of Fear this week. So you know, as it stands, like I did make good on what I said at the end of the last stream, which is that I would look up what the numbers on the wall actually are. So you know, I got a solution. I looked at the message on the wall again, and just tilted my head and go, what? And so I did decide to look at a different guide, because I was like, well, is there a step in between that I missed? You know, something that might have translated that for me. No. When I found an explanation of how those translated into numbers, I'll point it out in game, so it'll be easier to describe with visuals. Okay, but yeah, we're getting a late start because I already have a stream today, and if you have the time and the willpower to listen through my voice acting, then I recommend you give it a shot. But yeah, for now, we're going to look at the Enigma of Fear. We're back. I still think about this game in my off times, and I am still scared that I look like an absolute moron, that I'm not going to make any progress, that things are just going to go badly when I play this game. But honestly, for the most part, this game has gone well for me. So yeah, we're gonna go and see it. The Judgment Giraffe is currently not in the chat. Streaming on Twitch somehow broke that, but we will fix. We will fix. All right, so we begin. But yeah, I'm in good spirits today. I'm wide awake, even though we already had a full stream. I've got a fresh cup of coffee. I am baking some chicken right now, and we will cross that bridge when we get there for how we're gonna handle me eating. But yeah, it may be that I need to take a break at some point to eat. But yeah, we're back. We're starting in the underground. And our goal today, we failed the perpetual engine goal last time. Today, our primary goal is to contain the Goliath. So we'll see if we can contain the Goliath. But for now, we're going to go over to the infirmary, just so that we can look at the... okay, lights are out. Let's go fix that. Yeah. Yep, no power. We'll need to get it from over here. And of course, we'll be baiting out the Goliath. Because, you know, he doesn't have a whole lot going on, other than chasing us. That was a... I thought this wrench on the ground glowed. Okay. I was like, that would be unusual for pickup in this game, but could happen. Did I get this wrong again? Okay, there we are. I mean, that's the Goliath sound. He is right outside the door. I'm not sure that I've seen him this close to this room, but he's just gonna go and make a ruckus outside. So yeah. He's just gonna hang out there, and we're gonna deal with that. because we're not far enough away for him to go away, but we're also outside of his scope. So you look at these, and you go, well, what do those mean as far as numbers go? And I will try to translate for you. So consider, let's see, can I use my model to point at things? Can it? Come on, webcam. Do it for me. So, we see the lines here. The lines themselves don't represent a number. They represent effectively the outline of keys if these were keys on a keypad. And so it's going to be the lines between keys. So anything that's the exterior of the keypad, there's going to be no lines. So if we're going from left to right, that's going to be 1, 3. That is going to be 4, 5, and 9. Yeah, so our keypad is 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. And so I just wanted to demonstrate that and show it while it's on screen. And now we're going to customize with the control room to get power to the containment zone. Because that's as far as I've looked. I have no idea what's in the containment zone or how to use it. But we at least have the pin to get in there. And I generally know how to run power to it. We're going to turn off 3, and that turns off 6. So what we want is 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11. That gets us all the way down there. Now, how much interference are we going to get? Are we going to be able to effectively press the keypad? I'm really hoping we can. We can also turn on our flashlight instead of, stumbling around in the complete dark. Let's see, that's 10. Yeah, we need to get over here. So yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. But I'm not sure that there was anything there that would have made me think about that as the keys on a keypad specifically. So it was 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. Go, 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 go. Run, 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 run. Ow. Get in. Get in. We also know that this radio is a hard requirement for this place. Although I don't know how to operate it. And we're stuck inside. So he should effectively be blind here, right? So I can't see. And we died. That's okay. That was a first look at what's in the containment. If we want to take a closer look at it, we could open it up and then turn the power off. But I think that yeah, we know that this radio is a requirement per the notes. At least that this is something that we should be observing. Once again, we don't really have a strong indication of how this is supposed to interact with things, because we're currently getting no signal on it, and at least in the frenzy of trying to, you know, juke the Goliath, I also wasn't noticing anything on the radio. Because, I mean, that's probably, like, issue number one to work out is, what does the radio do? How does it work? Because, I mean, like, I definitely did speculate on it last time, but no actual answer. I mean, it's currently acting as a radar, which is the normal radio function. More bullets. There is a radio in here, right? Yeah. Just make sure that we're not stumbling into something new. Yeah. Let's see. I know you have the whole perimeter to take care of, but I really wanted to know what you learned after the latest checkup. Is poor Diogo getting worse? Is it something bad? You and Alan, one day you will truly understand what this is all about. All those years of experience as an agent of the Order, they mean so little when you are a father seeing your son in danger. Yeah, we've totally seen this. As for Alan, I also know that you must be a nervous wreck about his condition, but I wanted to know as soon as possible how Diogo is doing. I look forward to hearing from you. George likes. See if we have any more Samuel dialogue after opening up the containment zone. Energy control, huge engine, energy limit. No, nothing new for Samuel. Agatha? Goliath, scream creature green. Yeah, nothing new. I mean, this picks up a signal as you get over there. Right, this was pretty bloody. Oh, when we died, did the power routing reset? It may have. Because I'm pretty sure 7 was on the route. Have we seen what's over here? What the fuck, man? That's why it's wet. The whole bottle of perfume leaked in the backpack. I'm glad you didn't ruin the papers and the flashlight with the crystal is working. But that smell. Now I understand why everyone always talks so badly about it. But it doesn't matter. I have to find Uncle Alan and Uncle Oswald. We have to get out of this shit. Tell the others outside what happened. I should already be recording here. Okay, let's go. I'm recording this for myself. Uh-huh. Okay, so that is one ghost in here. So how did they want to use ghosts and the containment zone? Yeah, because we've got just flashlight here. And that's, yeah, 11 is the containment zone. Was there anything else, like power? What? All right, it's open for us to look around. That's a plus. If there's anything to find in here. Because searching it without power is going to be a heck of a lot easier. I mean, I don't imagine that the solution is to leave Loopy trapped in here. I could see the explosives. I mean, there's lots of explosives. Of course, we kind of have like the plexiglass on the outside. So how to work this? Okay, that does work with the power turned off. But yeah, no radio oddities. And I think that what it's directing me towards with the arrows... Yeah, this takes a minute to open. I think that the radio it's directing me towards is either... Well, it's not the control room, because the control room's this way. And it changed direction as we got closer up here. Does that mean that there is something... something over here? What is over here? That's a first aid kit. We're already full on. Surely, this would point to the same radio from all the way over at the containment. I figured it just wouldn't have a blue arrow at all if it got too far away. So yeah, we also had the other one that it was pointing towards, which I think may be the control room. I don't know that there was a, like a full-on radio in there. Yeah, control room. I guess there was, all the way over here. Yeah. Yep. Investigation plan, Blood Beast. When the team arrived at the cave, it didn't take long. Yeah, yep. So I'm kind of curious. Yeah, so the radio is, oh. That's me playing with buttons. I found a new button. Okay. That was a left trigger. I don't know that anything has ever... Yeah, that's not a function with other items equipped. Except the gun. That takes you into fight mode. So what does this do? Oh. Okay, it's definitely leaving. So what? It definitely puts... So it's a slow motion escape. That's what we're doing. Right? That we're going to press the button and go into slow motion to escape. Well, I'm glad I decided to just press buttons to try to figure out if the radio had its own things. Okay, that is, chicken is done. Okay, 1 second, I need to take it out of the oven. Okay, that is chicken at a good internal cooking temperature. Done. That's the, what is it, 165, I think, is for chicken. It was well over that. But, you know, it was following the instructions for baking, so yeah, I think we're good on both fronts and following instructions and on cooking temperature. Okay. But yeah, so we've got our radio out. We're going to see if we can seal this boy up. And then we get to go look at the eye. Oh, that's exciting. I'm actually rather excited for progress. Like I think that everything everything had pointed to like walking around with the radio and see what happens. That's kind of the indication that I was getting from the notes and stuff. Not to try buttons. Like, to be fair, I never tried pressing the left trigger with the original radio out, so I don't know if it had a function. Can we get you in here? Oh, nope. Get in. Get in. Where am I? This... What? Was I just unable to move? Is that what was up? Ow. Okay. I did not know that I got hurt from touching him, but good to know. Alright, that's alright. At least this is our respawn, and this is precisely where we would want to be, since it also resets the power. 8 and 11. So yeah, evaluate what went wrong. Were we already pinned to the wall by the time I tried to use the radio? Is that what happened? Because as far as I could tell, like when doing this, I move in slow motion. But if I'm already blocked, I'm not going to be able to get around him. Come on out, Goliath. Come out and play. There he is. Maybe try to bait him over here so I can juke him better. I think the only question there is, did we actually hit the switch? We may not have, but the premise is sound. Get over here. Alright. We have definitely pressed the button. We're already closed in, so how did that... Okay, that's not how we were supposed to do it. I would like the door to be open before we... Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to put in... Maybe we'll have to put in the code again. Okay, so to evaluate, the radio put us into slow motion, but that didn't actually give us a wider window. So how do we do that? Like, do we need to play around with it more to see how it works? Oh, it's like the gun. You use both triggers. Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah, we could do that. Oh, that's a lot better than running out in slow motion. Okay. Oh, yeah. These two. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Goliath, get contained. Because now we know how this works, I think. Have a general understanding of it. Yeah, because we're like flash stepping to where we were previously. Which honestly might be like a strong thing in general for avoiding monsters. Okay, so we do need to open it. But we don't have to put it in. Nice. So it's like, yeah, you solved it once, you're good. Hey, buddy. Got him! Got him! Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah! Get fucked! Got him! Got him! Yeah, you're done. You're done. Oh, yeah. You can rage all you want, but you are done. Rage. All right, I am very happy with that result. We have made decisive progress already. We've gotten rid of the biggest threat here, the biggest annoyance. He's definitely thrashing about, so I don't know if his containment is permanent. But I don't think it would be a huge issue to do it again if I needed to. But for now, we're making a beeline for where we couldn't go before, to the eye. What is the eye? There's a radio here. Alright, what's up? What's up, radio?
Alan Portlash. I am the god of fear activation experiment. Cables check.
Yes, all check.
Goliath's position.
It was drawn to the other side of the cupboard.
Power capacity.
All check, sir.
Activating in 3, 2, 1. Now! Activation is working. The crystal is emitting light.
And distorting sound.
What's this? What's
My sight. Perspective is getting distorted.
Uh-huh.
Something's wrong. What? Obscene inscriptions.
what's going on?
Abort. Abort! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Yeah, I think,
What is going to happen? Why do I know this? Wait. That noise. I thought Goliath was on the other side of the cavern. Fuck. Fuck! Get out of here! Come quickly! Let's go! Let's go! I know.
so I'm going to say that based on that, everything went according to plan. Everybody is all right, and GG, job's finished, I'm going home, right? New Agatha dialogue. Love to see that. Agatha is... Wait, what? What is this? Hang on. What? Freaking what? Crystal Cave, find Verity. Open Alan's room in the underground. Open Diogo and George's room in the underground. Open Letitia's room in the underground. Decipher the image. So why is Open Alan's room in the underground in green? Because we certainly haven't done that. But we're certainly going to take notes of that. Let's get my mouse into my notepad over here. So, that is 1101000101. Okay. And, yeah, I do not know how to convert that to, letters, but I'm sure it stands for something. But yeah, we see a UI. Like, we have a Mia health bar and what I assume is a sanity bar. And then, yeah, we've got a compass. Eye of the God of Fear. This is a very strange place. That is our eye, for sure. It is powered. Also, yeah, can't forget the map in the lower left. That's actually pretty cool. Like it's like it's a miniature version of what we're seeing on the main screen. Like it's not a hologram or a 2D. It looks like a everything except for Mia is there pretty much. Yeah. So Mia is a red dot. Interesting. So like part of the notes and stuff were like, well, if we activate the eye, then Goliath will be able to see in the entire in the entire perimeter. See exactly like the God of Fear sees. That's very interesting. Also, we're not running any power to here as far as I know. And that does disappear as soon as we get some distance away from it. But that did give us the code to Alan's room in the underground, which I'm going to take as direction for the next thing to do. And I mean, I hope that the Goliath can be content to stay in the containment zone. I mean, I don't think that there's anywhere else that he was necessarily stopping us from going. Yeah, we're actually better off going to the shortcut than trying to go above ground. For getting back to the underground. Because the shortcut feeds directly into it. So that means we go south. But no, I was literally jumping for joy to finish the Goliath business. I'm not sure I would have been as excited for the engine. I might have been more satisfied for solving the puzzle with the engine. Well, I say that now, but there's not really a interface that I've identified for solving the perpetual engine. Which solving or something in Alan's room may put us on the right track for that. Maybe. I do know that for their other ending plans, the perpetual engine was a requirement. Okay, so this is presumably their room. And so we are going to go 1101. Huh? Oh no. This does this come down to me not understanding base 10? Because there's only one instance of each number here. Or no, it's maybe it's how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3. It's 9. So it is 1, 2, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Booyah. Okay. It said it's the binary on off. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm still trying to understand what the kitchen experiment might mean. I brought some small crystals from the cave and scattered them around the room, leaving them energized with a very low voltage. Although I couldn't see even if I closed my eyes, Alan could perceive shapes inside his mind. Shapes that others and I were unable to visualize, you see. As a doctor, I can only imagine that the fact that he became completely blind is linked to this. Perhaps if I could get involved in a full darkness inside the kitchen, even darker than just turning off the lights, I could make more discoveries. But I need to concentrate my time on the agent's treatment now. Which kitchen? In the manor, was there a kitchen here? In the underground? Curious. I kind of figured that was going to be part of the collection, but instead it's a very glitchy note. Huh. Alright, we've got a lab, we've got the PC, we've got a photo. Okay. Yeah, there's Alan, then there's the boy. The one with the backpack, the one who probably met a bad end here. Huh. There are enough of these photographs around. I wonder if they are just flavor or if at some point I'm going to need to, you know, track down and look at them. Like as in like how many, like, I don't know, cars, pillars, something. People. It's a lab here. Okay, the perpetual engine. This is what we probably need. We have a blueprint here. Large amount of energy in pulses instead of a constant power supply. Okay. Black ooze. Discovery of the spiral castle is the infinite black ooze. Infinite energy, indestructible high volt. Infinite energy, indestructible high voltage pulses. Floodlights powered by the engine itself. Indestructible and eternal. Coating the hull and the cables with ooze. Pulse release. Large amounts of energy in pulses instead of constant power supplies. Does that mean I need to be flipping switches? Also, I am pretty damn surprised that there was no Steam achievement for trapping the Goliath. There have been a lot smaller things in this game that got the achievement pop up. Okay. So what I'm getting from this, that we don't need to procure black ooze. It's already there. The floodlights are there. The floodlights are powered by the engine itself. So in other words, like if we're supposed to be doing pulses, does that mean that we just need to be like flicking the switch for the cables running to, or that are connected to the engine? Is that the move? Oh yeah. I mean, we would be I'm missing the important part, which is that we need to be doing our flashlight business. Activation of the pillars is from the cables. The heart. Okay, so like, I mean, this more, I don't know what the heart means, but I am tracking what they're doing with the symbol of fear here, because they're pointing to the fissure. Correct? They were saying that the perpetual engine was going to be necessary to stabilize the pillars, something like that. Okay, but I will say that, But since the energy comes from the engine itself, so it's like, yeah, that's the perpetual part about it, is that the lights are powered by the engine. Is that what it was? Let's see, coding the indestructible, eternal, pulse release, large amount of energy in pulses instead of constant power supply. Floodlights are powered by the engine itself. Yeah, we may be just fiddling with switches, much like we were before, but with the guidance that you're like kind of feathering it. Indestructible and eternal is the goal. Okay. Is there anything else in here? Because that kind of, like, it sounds kind of weak as far as coming up with a firm solution for how to to fix the engine.
Since I'm not planning on ever going back to that room, here's a summary of everything we were able to find out about the crystals. Actually, those are all fragments of the Eye of the God of Fear. A huge main crystal that distorts our vision into the third person, as Oswald likes to say. Thing is, being around the damn things is what made me completely blind.
Okay.
Callisto said that being close to the activated eye can also show us our next role in the Enigma of Fear. According to him, the eyes of the Unhalted One also work like that. About the crystals. When they are all connected to the same electrical power grid, they all connect to each other. That's probably because they all come from the same eye, the same crystal. So, in an area surrounded by these activated crystals, you don't get to see through your own eyes. The crystals project the images of their surroundings into your mind. You get to see through the eye. And with our findings in the Spiral Castle, we were able to create the Perpetual Engine, which is basically a generator of infinite electricity. By using it, we connected all the pillars around the perimeter into the same grid of activated crystals. This allowed the God of Fear to watch this entire area. We're almost done. All this is going to end. Now, it's time to head back to that cavern and try to deal with Goliath once and for all.
Okay. This is before he got just, like, demolished by Goliath when the explosives were sabotaged. Okay. But yeah, I find like this note to be like the more crazy interesting thing here. What the kitchen experiment might mean. Alright, scanning. Yep. Shapes that other So you need to achieve more complete darkness. Became completely blind is linked to this. Perhaps if I could get involved in full darkness inside the kitchen, even darker than just turning off the lights, I could make more discoveries, but I need to concentrate my time on the agents' treatments now. So, energized with a low voltage. I mean, were there crystals in the kitchen in the straw manor? There might have been, but we're gonna play with some switches first before entertaining that lead, because I feel like if we finish the perpetual engine, we will have done everything that I see as a function of the mine. Much like the Spiral Castle, where that would leave things unfinished in the graveyard. I feel like we can finish everything if we can understand how the perpetual engine is supposed to be fixed. That would be awesome. And then we could narrow our focus to the graveyard. So like that's kind of why I think that we're closer to the end than I originally thought, because when looking at the guide, there's I mean the guide is non-linear just because it's like guides per area, but I feel like we've done a lot of the stuff that's in there. I mean, we've got the cracked radio, so like there are things that we could do. Maybe in going back to the broken ladder where Agatha was all about time travel. Also, speaking of, yeah, we really should talk to our girl. Talk to Agatha. Yeah, we need to be at the control room, which also has a radio. Let's go. But yeah, Agatha's probably going to be like, "Whoa, they went hand to hands with Goliath. Whoa, bro." I mean that's my prediction of how this is going to go. But you actually, but to get in there you have to have trapped Goliath. So we're probably going to have that conversation as well. I suppose Goliath.
Agatha, I just found out that the cave has
Nope.
a huge...
We've already had that conversation.
But yeah, blood creatures usually lose, so he's...
Presumably, everything here is...
Yeah.
And so it feels like...
Try looking for... They must have...
It's not Goliath, it's Eye of the God of Fear. That's the one, probably.
Agatha, have you ever heard anything about an Eye of the God of Fear?
An eye of what?
Eye of the God of Fear. It's the name the agents were using to talk about a huge crystal here in the cave. They tried to investigate this crystal further, but the way things were going when I arrived, it didn't work out very well.
Well, if they called this big-ass crystal there the eye, it probably had something to do with the site, right?
Sure.
It must be very important to get there somehow.
Yeah, but it seems that Goliath always stays there. If I try to get close with him running loose in the cave, there won't be much Mia left to tell the story.
So don't fucking go there! First of all, we have to get rid of this Goliath. And if this place with the eye is really that important, we should try to find it after things have been settled. Might have something to help us find the old man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, because that was in the center there, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, let's try feathering some switches. Pulse it. Very specifically on the left side, they were suggesting that. because I don't think that's quite correct, because the way I see it, power is available there because it comes from the engine rather than to. So there may yet be something that we can do in the room with the engine. We're also going to revisit the eye, because there is definitely more to that. Yeah, we've got your eye drawings all over. Why do we have the Goliath music? Is he free? Huh. That, or if this is just the I may already forget from the last time I was in here, but this was definitely, this is the music that plays whenever the Goliath appears. And I know it did when I'd gone in here previously without the Goliath trapped. But did it that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, we're gonna let's see if we can figure out any ways to feather the power to itself. Were these on before? Where I had this different perspective? You know, where I had the crystal sight? Right. Because we got this door open. But I don't know that breaking boxes has ever been a way to find something. But it doesn't hurt to check. Well, it's not going to let me get to the cables. But maybe. Okay, okay. So what it is that that line is going to the pillars. Infinite source of electricity. Without it, everything will go wrong. There has to be a way. It's in the process. It's in the process. Prophecy. We are so close. There must be a way. Only the god of fear can bring about the other ending. Yeah. Interesting, that. Also interesting that my black light is working here. Like, as in the green light, the paranormal crystals are supposed to trumpet. So wait a second. If we've got power from... Okay. Is this one on? Because that one doesn't look like it's on. But its power comes from the engine, it looks like. Yeah, it's like, it's all hardened up. Cave supply. Let's see, containment zone, how to trap Goliath. Let's see, but how? I'd have to teleport outside. It seems impossible. Callisto mentioned something about that graveyard radio to try and solve this. I'll ask Theo to bring it in the backpack the next time he comes to the cave. Yeah, we've already done that loop. check the backpack and everything. The poor guy. Looks like he got clean munched on by the Goliath. It seems that some people have been caught trying to sabotage the other ending. Alan changed the password for the containment zone, and Oswald wrote it on the wall of the emergency room. Don't forget. Okay, that's our hint there, and okay, I guess I kind of see it. Yeah, I kind of see it. Like looking in reverse, I can understand what that hint there is. I don't think that really really struck me as a hint when I'd seen this previously. I mean, all my attention was on the words and seeing that it was for a keypad. Yeah. So yeah, just thinking about like other unsolved things. Of course, Letitia's room in the underground and Callisto's room in the underground are both still locked. Also, there is the wing of the unhaunted one at the hospital. That's also a pin pad entry. So, I mean, we can't make it do it. And it's hard to say... Yeah, so we have cave supply and pillar supply. So we have different outputs. Yeah, cave supply. What does it look like if we turn off other sources or other uses of power and go to the engine? We'll just go to the control room to fix that all. Yeah, the music is really intense for whatever reason. Doesn't seem correct at this point. If anything, it's kind of chill. Right? Because Goliath is contained. Check. The perpetual engine is unlocked. Check. We are currently using power at 2, but we can turn that off entirely. Anything else that we should see? It's still weird to me that 1 can get power without 2. Also, I don't think that there are any cables running into the eye, but you never know. Yeah, because like we have like really ominous, like threatening music, and all threats are currently gone or handled. You don't get rid of Goliath; you just put him in his room. And like you know, as much as that there's not, like, anything specifically to do in here, it is neat that they do have a checklist for finding Verity. I suppose we could have the radio out. Let's see if anything springs up from that. Also, like, yeah, it's kind of like making you think: is the player the god of fear, or some? Like, I mean, there was already enough like speculating that Mia is like one of those roles in the prophecy. But yeah, we're just not getting anything out of this. Other than that, we need to access the other rooms in the underground, but no real direction on those. I think the one that concerns me more than anything is the likes. Ones like maybe I need to revisit their living space in the Spiral Castle. I may do that. Because, I mean, like, otherwise our things to do that I know of is, like, once again, we can see if we can figure out how to get onto the roof of that one structure in the graveyard. Because the ladder wasn't working. And that time travel was definitely the answer. Purely speculative. Yeah. But that's what Agatha thinks is the answer. And which, really effectively the radio, this broken radio kind of is. Like some light time travel, but they're talking like 20 years time travel. But yeah, I think we will take a look at the Spiral Castle rooms. To see, like, very specifically that we are hunting for any indication about what the pin to enter their rooms are. Like, if we were cheating, we could, of course, like, turn to the internet and just get the codes. But I'd like to find them organically. Because I imagine that's kind of what, like, a speed run of this game looks like, is that they would use a also, let's look at this thing again. You know what? That's kind of an indicator to me. Okay. All right. So, yeah, because that's how we got into Verity's room. But it's also pointing out a little bit that this should be a hint for how to get into their rooms, which we do have one for Callisto by the Cathedral, and we have one for Daigo Likes up where we defeated the Tyrant. I didn't take screenshots, so I'd have to actually go visit them. But yeah, like, I just remember that Daigo's was like a series of escalating spirals, which that didn't really spell out numbers for me. And that Callisto's were shapes. We could go look. We can go look. We could go to the castle and look. It's not really a hardship to get to where that is. Yeah, I was about to walk into ooze and hurt myself. Let's see, we'd already seen pretty much everything there was to see in here, right? That's a 1.
The moment is finally coming. After everything we had to do, everything.
So I don't know if these are,
for the last pillar. And then I'll be able to get my son out of there.
if the timer dial resets when you leave the game.
Why are these clock towers so far away? Callisto said that this was the last part of my role. Just finish the last pillar and then we'll done.
Sounds like he might be suffering a lot like Daigo was.
Synchronize the last clock.
Yeah, we're past that.
I need to get him out.
Oh no. Well, that's like Senior for you. Yeah, I am almost certain we had not listened to this before. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate, how that wound up. But, yeah, we need to go to the boss fight room because that's where the book dropped. Unless we could see it on the map from here. Yeah, that is bright red. Underground access. So what if... So what if instead of spiral being the pattern that you enter onto the keypad, what if it is an escalation and it is the number of loops in the spiral? So, like, say, going from the center at max, the one on the left. I was covering up my mouth. I wasn't covering my mouth, but I was blocking my mouth. So it would be like 1, then let's see, from the inside to the outside, it would be 2. And then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. I mean, this does not make a number, at least in my imagination, other than like trying to count things. Or like how many how about like how many times you circle the center? So it would be like 1, yeah, 2. It's probably the same result. 1, 2. Yeah. I mean, we can try 1, 2, 4, 5. Also, since Callistos were polygons, they could translate to numbers if it's the number of sides they have. But I thought there was a circle in there. I could be wrong. Well, just for my own sake, I am going to take a screenshot of this guy. Yeah. Okay. And also, when I zoomed, that was its default. So that is definitely what it considers to be the important part. Yeah, just pasting that in a different window behind my back on the TV. There we go. Okay, and we will get Callisto's as well. I don't think that we found one for Letitia yet. We might have to do more in the graveyard first. But yeah, fortunately we were able to see it from here, so we got what we came for. We'll give it a fair shot of 1, 2, 4, 5. What was that? Did we read this? Callisto, everything is sorted here at the castle. The source chamber is ready. My father insisted non-stop that he should be the one on the throne. Yeah, we've read this. But there's no way, and he knows it. He's too old. It has to be me. So you'll have to rely on him to finish petrifying the ooze while I'm on the throne. Don't let my father slack off, please. This has to work. Diogo Lakes. He can't jeopardize everything. So there is some level of brute force ability when you learn that it should be 4 digits. But if I start brute forcing it, I may as well look it up. Just like looking at the spirals again, just So what if it's kind of like the other one where the end point of the spiral indicates its position on the pad? So like in this case, it would be like 5. We'll call that a 9. We'll call that a... Oh no, we've got a 9, so we'll call that a 5, 8, 1, 9. No freaking way. I got it. Yo. Who got it? This guy. And it wouldn't have been for understanding the pin pad in the infirmary. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have made that connection. Well, we've got a glitchy board here. I come back here to remind myself every day, looking at them, was there any other option we could choose? You go back to the morgue? That's like early in the underground. But I see like a safe in the wall here. Oh, let me get my stream preview up. Can I point? Come on, let me point. I need to get a camera with a wider field of view. Was there any other option we could choose with a big red circle on the ground in front of the... I don't know what they're called in a morgue. I'll call them lockers. But it's also that it looks like there is a box behind that. Huh. Interesting. Put my mouse behind myself. There we are. Yeah, we'll keep the flashlight, But what we want to do is crowbar these guys, make sure there's nothing hidden. Okay. So what do the Likes boys have to say?
Callisto, I found it. I figured it out.
That's
I know
Diogo.
exactly what to do. Listen up. At first, I believed that the ooze that was exposed to the paranormal light of the crystals would be able to freeze time around it. But that is actually an illusion. It is something far greater than that.
Oh?
By adjusting the energy intensity levels of the paranormal light on my anachronic device, I realized that the pointer was not standing still. It was as if it was vibrating, shaking. And that's when it hit me. The ooze is not freezing time.
Oh?
It is repeating time.
Oh.
The freeze effect caused by the flashlights is just a consequence of a microsecond being repeated again and again. So much so that it can't be seen with the naked eye.
Huh.
But this only happens because the energy usage of the flashlights is very low. The bigger the energy source connected to the crystals, the bigger the time interval being repeated by the ooze. That
Okay.
is, larger energy sources would be able to repeat entire seconds, minutes, hours. There would be no limits to an area affected by the ooze.
Huh.
I don't know the deterministic implications of this, nor if there's any kind of variation within the cycles. I don't believe that the ooze is capable of storing information to repeat it perfectly, but it doesn't matter to me, to be quite honest.
Oh?
The point is, if I put myself in one of these cycles, I will be able to generate the necessary ooze, and then the cycle will reset me, restoring my physical form to the original one, without wasting me away like everyone else so far. I will become an eternal source. I will fix everything.
All right. It's interesting that so many years later, these candles are still going. That is interesting that the paranormal light isn't freezing, but it's vibrating and repeating. Okay. Diogo likes senior, and I'm assuming wife mother. That's a cursed term. It's a wife and a mother, different people. The Bootstrap Paradox, Dr. David Smith Capaldi. Okay. Well, I can't move this in any way. Can I zoom? It's interesting that this is something I can't... Just pressing the buttons that are normally for, like, turning pages and stuff. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, we've been taught in other instances that just because a control is available doesn't mean it's in the tips at the bottom. Yeah, that's curious that we can pick this up. Is there anything of note about this cover? Because we can't look at it in any other way. No angles or turning pages. Or even if that's an actual science term, the bootstrap paradox. Could be. If it is, I'm not familiar with it. Little green thing on the ground. But that radio message does does make the setup in the room with the perpetual engine make a lot more sense. Although it doesn't put me any nearer to having a way to interface with it to effectively find a solution. I mean, surely we're not to assume that having access to the perpetual engine is the same thing as having it in a state it needs to be. I mean, we've used Steam achievements as a guide before a little bit. Pretty sure there was one for fixing the engine. Let's take a look. Oh, apparently I did get an achievement for containing Goliath. Let's see. Yeah, if there is one for the perpetual engine, it's a hidden achievement. Because I currently only have 5 achievements left, one of which is, like, apparently a side mystery involving the glitchy items that Samuel is collecting. Huh. And I mean, we now have the term, the bootstrap paradox. We also have a reason to go and re-examine the morgue, I think, with extra attention paid to the floor in front of the lockers. Also to check the facilities here and make sure that there's not a kitchen. There may be a kitchen in here. There is a kitchen in here. If we turn out the lights, does it inform us of anything? Because they said it would have to be more than just turning off the power. Yeah, that's the team, the elite team. Huh. What if we went for green instead? But yeah, no, if anything, the indication was that we needed to go like darker than dark in here more than just power out. But yeah, let's go to the morgue. That's a blueprint. What was that a blueprint for? The underground? Okay. And of course, we're not going to forget about checking Callisto's underground pass, and we'll take a screenshot of that the next time we see it as well. They all come back. So on that note, big circle here. Big circle on the ground. And it was in the Spiral Castle adjacent room. So presumably the black light would have the most relevance. Yeah, we haven't been here for a while. Perimeter medical record, Verity, symptoms of work-related stress, Sophia Basat, sudden nausea and malaise, appointment already booked, Callisto Basat, advised to reduce excessive coffee consumption due to risk of gastritis. Spiral Castle, George likes. Adapting to prosthesis, positive post-accident reaction. Diogo likes. Gradual process of physical debilitation, necessary supervision. Okay. And the rest of the crew, distorted perception of time. Okay. Crystal Cave, Alan Portlish. Late stage vision atrophy, irreversible. Oswald Magani. Early stage vision atrophy. Rest of the crew, late stage vision atrophy, irreversible. That checks out. Because Oswald was the occupant of the infirmary who was saying that he had less interaction with the crystals, and thus his sight hadn't degenerated as much as the rest. Graveyard of Melodies, Letitia Forgettin, normal physical condition. Fernanda Silvino, missing, pending further information. She's the one who saw her dead cat. Theo Portlash. Still present. Still presents a pungent smell, but with no health problems. Amy Fiore, Beto Monteiro, and Daniel Rossi. Normal physical condition. And then penciled in is Oswald Magani. I don't remember what. Let's see. Yeah, Oswald Magani is in the Crystal Cave, but he's also penciled in under the Graveyard of Memories. Interesting. Why? Can I think of a reason why? Unless they're saying that I should be looking for his grave, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole unless, like, I'm really grasping at straws. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna go and look for Callisto's Underground Pass. Because yeah, apparently that should have, if you could figure out the logic behind it, should have enough to reason out how to get in their room. So we have no shortcuts for the cathedral. So we're gonna go up vanilla style. And do we have radio? We're going to keep this out. And we're also going to check for... we came out from here, we go up here, that's the mansion. The cathedral, I think we want to go up and or to the right. Yeah, because the underground is effectively here. Yeah? Yeah, so we want to go north. Yeah, like northwest. And like we have gotten, like I would be surprised if we ran into a zombie. I think that we are pretty good on that front. Yeah. Also, I liked that the first time I came here that there was a big cinematic entrance to walking up to the cathedral, as if you were going to go in there, and it's like, nope, it's locked. Okay, rotate, rotate, zoom. No, these are all polygons. So we have a triangle, an octagon, a square, and a pentagon. Should be easy enough. So that's 3, 8, 4, 5. Let's still take our screenshot to just have this available. I'm not sure why I didn't figure that out before. Maybe I'm just more awake today. Or maybe I've awakened the eye that I've gotten my Eyes of the God of Fear. Yeah, so 3845. We'll give that a shot. But yeah, we haven't gotten anything that I think would suggest that we would be able to enter the cathedral at this point. I have a feeling that that's going to be a late or final destination. Because, like, going back weeks and weeks, but, the eagle-eyed observer and longtime listener who's paying all of the attention, the cathedral is where Callisto was enthralled. And as far as I could tell, Callisto is definitely one of the biggest backers of the other ending. So let's see. Was this Callisto's room? Yeah, I think this is Callisto's room. So 3, 8, 4, 5? Yeah. No? Okay. What's up, Loopy? Oh. Loopy doesn't like this place at all. And it is entirely proximity to this room. No wonder he's whining. Is there another way to interpret that? Maybe if we put it in reverse. 5, 4, 8, 3. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward unless there's additional information that we're missing for how to perceive this. Also, I don't believe that Callisto's room was on the list for places necessary to find Verity. Of course, that could be Letitia's room. And yeah, you know what? I could be just at the wrong door. Did Callisto have a room? Like, was it this one over here? 3, 8, 4, 5. Yeah? 3, 8, 4, 5? Not this one. Let's take a look at that underground blueprint. Again, yeah, Callisto's area was like this side. Huh. So it's interesting, like I just wonder what, I kind of would have thought that his, just looking at this, I don't, yeah, we're going to use the mouse here. I mean, so this is where all the artifacts, the glitchy artifacts, are being held. Samuel is right here. Agatha is right here. This is Callisto's bed of insanity. What was that? What's that to the left of the platform, but to the right of the door? Just a filing cabinet? At least on the map, there's something right here, right? Yeah. But there's something missing from this wall. And this was the morgue. Yeah. They all come back. Is there anything else Callisto-oriented that we can engage with? Yeah, I think we looked at this before, but just that there was, like, nothing for us to engage with. I'm going to take a break and think about this. I'm also going to eat my chicken and return a phone call real fast. Okay? So I will be right back.